Are you thinking about working in retirement? Well, I think retirement's overrated anyway. Are you approaching retirement and wondering what you're going to do with all this free time? Well, it matters. And according to WebMD, 1 in 3 retirees suffer from some form of depression when they retire. This all begs the question, so how are you going to spend all this free time and find purpose in your life? Find that joy factor. Thinking about retirement and all this free time you're going to have, are you planning for it? I mean, really planning for it. Because think about it, we spend a lot of time thinking about the financial aspects, whether we're going to be in a good place or not come retirement, but we don't spend a lot of time thinking about our lives and how we're going to spend all this newfound free time. In some of your cases, it may be 30 hours, some may be 50, some may be upwards of 80 hours that you were spending in the workplace that you now have to fill. Golf sounds great, fishing sounds great, doing charitable work is excellent, but really, how many rounds of golf, how much fishing, how much charitable work can you really do? Is it really going to be enough? Is it going to be meaningful? You have to start thinking not only about that financial plan as you approach retirement, but you also have to think about that life plan. This newfound free time that you have can still be very fulfilling, even working a little bit to fill that time. And what do I mean by that? Well, for the first time in a long time, you might have the ability to do what you want rather than what you had to do. You might have been working in the same career, the same role for a very long time and felt stuck and there was no way out. Well, this newfound retirement gives you that freedom to unlock and look for what your next is going to be. This is a story that you can write. You're the author. So what I would say is look at those things that you really find a lot of enjoyment in. What are some things that you could do where there would be an income stream that would allow you to fulfill some of that time and you would derive a great deal of joy from? Maybe it's driving a school bus. Maybe it's working at the corner store. Or maybe it's working at that fishing store because you love fishing so much. By the way, you'll get a nice discount too, perhaps. So it's really, you are the author right now. To figure out what that next is for you, it's an open slate. Sit down, spend some time, and really think about it. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't really want to work, but realize because you're choosing what you're going to do, it's not really work. You're doing it for the pure joy. And what it is also giving you is some great ancillary benefits. It's giving you a purpose each and every day to get out, even if it's only for a couple of hours. Not to mention, you will have coworkers that you'll be able to spend time with. We are relationship-based creatures. We enjoy being around and with others, and really the best work environments create just that. So go out, find where your people are, create a life of purpose, and you'll create a better mental health for you. I was recently reading an article that talked about the fact that 22% of Americans aged 65 and over are still actively working. And what we found is those that have that experience tend to have the most joy in their lives. I'll share a personal story with a family that we worked with. The husband was in a corporate job for many, many years, 30, 35 years, and he decided to retire. And he was retiring cold turkey. His wife, however, still had a few years left that she wanted to continue working. And it wasn't after very long, maybe 3 or 4 months, that the husband really started losing his sense of purpose, really was bored, found himself at home watching TV, and he knew that was not good for him and his health. So he decided to go get licensed and start driving a school bus. He really had control of his day because he only had to get out and really drive in the mornings and the afternoons, and he was home early enough to be with his wife for dinner. Really, did he need the money? In his case, no, he didn't. But there are others that certainly need to work for the income, and we get that. In his case, that wasn't necessary. But what it did give him was a sense of purpose, a sense of waking up each morning to do good and relate with people and spend some hours outside the house. Not to mention, he had summers off. If you're asking yourself, how am I going to do this? How am I going to figure out what my next is? Well, I'd love to continue the conversation with you because we talk with families each and every day, not only about the financial aspects of things, but this very topic, how to figure out what your next is. And let me share with you, I don't believe in retirement. I don't believe in it for me personally. To me, retirement is the day I wake up and know I don't have to go to work, but I want to go to work. And I will always do that and find something meaningful to do. And also, just from the experiential side of working with families each and every day, seeing those that are continuing to work in some way, shape, or form, they just seem happier, more engaged, more involved. And that's what I want for you too. So if you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. The links are in the description below. I'm Larry Sprung from Midland Financial, where we strive to bring joy to your money journey, and I'll see you next time.